theme music yet? It's the Brett Davern Show.
Is it?
Brought to you by Nice Guy Digital and recorded at the world-famous Moore Park Music Studios in Studio City, California. Today's show, we again let you know that Brett is dead. He has been murdered.
So why don't you rename the show? Is this like in his honor?
No, I like the name Brett Davern Show with Marty Shannon. I really like that.
You could just call it the Shan Show.
But from beyond the grave, we have Brett talking via the digital sound waves like a poltergeist through my phone. Is that right, Brett?
Yep, standing by, Marty.
Are you in hell or purgatory?
I'll let you know in a few minutes.
It's Atlanta. It's got to be hell.
So
This is like that movie White Noise where Michael Keaton was talking to spirits through his radio
yeah, he gets
static.
He gets beat up by ghosts at the end.
That's no.
Well, somebody else gets beat up by ghosts.
I mean,
at the end.
sure, I actually never saw the movie.
Today's show, we talked to our friend Aaron Pruner, who has lots to say about lots of things. He watches TV professionally, so we have that to talk about, and the act of it, and how lame that fucking is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're
not that far off. Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Pruner.
Maddie's sitting in. For those of you viewing this at home, you could see all of our faces.
Oh, God, don't do that.
Except for Maddie, because
I am out of the shot today.
The camera is turned away from her face.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm a woman.
Today's episode,
Wow.
like the last few episodes, are brought to you by Cake Bams. They're rice cakes covered in frosting, and they're good.
Seriously?
Delicious. Yeah, seriously.
It sounds healthy and also bad for you.
It's just healthy. We only say good things about our sponsors, Aaron.
Oh, I didn't know that's what we were doing.
All right, Brett,
Yes, sir.
can you fill me in talk about what's going on all the way up until the moment of your death?
Well, man, we're just down here in Georgia shooting a movie, and I've picked up an accent.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, it's really bad. You should probably let that go. I'm sure in purgatory they won't accept you with an accent.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I don't know if I told you this yet on the last time you guys checked in with me or not. So, if I did, just tell me to shut up. But one of our first nights here, we went to a local bar. Did I tell you this story?
No, maybe.
All right.
Go
Okay,
start
so
again.
We went to a local bar called Big Creek Tavern, and it's just full of, because we're on a lake, and so it's a lot of lake type people, locals in there.
Yeah, lake
and
people.
It literally looked like Roadhouse. It looked like that movie Roadhouse, but like a much smaller bar than Roadhouse, and like dirt parking lot, nothing but pickup trucks. You know the type, Marty.
Yeah.
And walked in there, and we were hanging out for a quick beat, and this guy comes over to Bo, and he's like, "Hey, man, are you on one of them TV shows? Are you an actor?" And Bo was like, yeah. And the guy was like, "Oh, well, my daughter's right over there. She said she recognized you. She didn't want to come over. I just figured I'd be the crazy one that comes over." And he like starts talking to us, and then he's kind of looking at both of us, and then he's like, in mid-sentence, he goes, so he's like, "My daughter's a big fan," and then he stops, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Hey, man, are them skinny jeans?" and I was like, "Well, not really," because they weren't. They were not. They
Well,
were
to
just jeans.
them it is.
I mean, you are in Georgia.
Exactly.
You weren't
Like,
wearing
these guys haven't worn
overalls.
Look, these guys haven't worn pants in years. They just wear shorts and ride around on their boats. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's
and I
boat
was like,
life.
Well, I was like, "No, I don't know, not really." And he's like, "I think them are skinny jeans." And then he looked at his friend. He was like, "Hey, look at these Hollywood guys." And then
This is a joke.
Hilarity ensued. But
God.
yeah, that was like our first night in town.
You wear sunglasses and put gel in your hair too?
So basically what I'm picturing is...
Okay, so seriously, we went out last night. Because it's the weekend, so we went up to Athens, Georgia, which is where the University of Georgia is.
Oh,
it's only about a
God.
40-minute drive from where we're staying. So, college town, a lot of fun, all that kind of stuff. We get there, like in the early evening, went to a brewery, so the sun was still out. But it was kind of overcast, but it's light outside is my point. And I walk in with sunglasses on, and like one guy right inside the door was like, "Look at this guy with his sunnies on." And I was just like, "What is the deal?" Like, and I'm looking around. It's like an outdoor like beer garden. Nobody wearing sunglasses. Nobody.
You know what's funny?
It was bright out there.
It almost makes you feel bad for every Hollywood character in every movie that gets made fun of by the good hero local boy. And now you just think maybe the Hollywood guys were just, regular dudes that live regular lives, and these dumb hicks are making fun of them for no reason.
Well, yeah, but dude, like Athens is a pretty progressive like place. I mean, the University of Georgia, like it's kind of like Austin.
It's a liberal
you know what I
place.
mean? It's like
It is.
sort of this respite in the middle of the rest of it. But he was still just like, look at this guy. And
Well-
like, he was a college kid. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of funny.
Did they play "That Don't Impress Me Much" as soon as you guys walked in?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. But we had a good time.
That's
It was fun.
fun. I can't wait to hear all about you
I mean,
and Bo
look, we're
on the
having
college
We're having a
campus.
blast down here. We're having a blast. These people are, I mean, honestly, the people down here are awesome. Like, the hospitality's great. It's just you run into some real characters that you do not find in Los Angeles. Like, Los Angeles, you find different kinds of characters. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Well,
yeah,
your
it's
racist and sexist sensibilities are quite at home in Georgia.
Yes.
fun. I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, you should. You should, bro. Yeah.
Also, hi, Aaron.
Hello, Brett. That's all I got.
This is good, pod.
How's the weather in
Oh,
Georgia,
my God,
Brett?
dude,
Yeah, hot weather
You're
talk.
going to love this movie. By the way, you're going to love this movie. Bo's got his shirt off the entire time, and he has not shaved any of the body
Does he
hair
give a shit?
at all. No, because his character is like kind of he plays the bartender on the party boat, and his character is definitely a party boat bartender.
Oh, God.
Like sort of on some sort of astral plane kind of a guy.
You know-
And so he is. The chest hair is blowing in the wind. It's amazing.
Gross. You know that there's a difference between regular rednecks and boat rednecks. There's a difference.
Absolutely.
I grew up with boat rednecks. A lot of fish on their shirts.
Yeah.
Like images of
Yep.
fish. They wear those.
Yep.
It's weird that you say they don't wear sunglasses because they all wear the sunglasses with the strap that goes around the back of their neck.
Oh, well, no. At the lake where we're shooting, it's nothing but sunglasses on strap.
Yeah, short
Nothing
cargo
but that.
shorts.
The guy who said the
It's also
sunglasses
frat
thing, that
boys.
was at the
Southern
college.
frat boys.
Yeah. No, down here on the lake, it's like that character in Bloodline, the younger brother.
Yeah. That's
You
Florida.
know what I mean?
Yeah. The boat
Right out
boat
of
rednecks
Central
are
California with those
one
guys.
step above swamp rednecks, I think.
Because swamp rednecks don't have a boat?
Absolutely.
They have airboats.
They all do this, too. Every time we go out, like, especially if we just go out around the hotel here, around the lake, like you're saying, it's these boat guys, and they want to come up and talk, and they're sweet guys. There's a lot of backslapping and handshaking, they're kind of
Butt fucking.
Quote unquote
Guys.
backslapping.
Wait, what? The phone cut out. I don't know what you said, but I'll just agree with you. Anyway.
It's fine.
He goes, what was I going to say? Oh, their big thing is when they start talking to you, they do this one where they go, you want to go out in my boat? And then you're like, yeah, sure. They're like, if you get a day off, will you go out in my boat? And then you're like, okay, cool. And then they're like, yeah, you want to go out in my boat? And then
Yeah.
you're like, yes, I already said that twice. And then they go, you want to go in my boat?
I
Like,
think now it's like a euphemism for having sex with you.
Or murder.
Probably.
Both.
Probably.
Murder
Yeah,
sex.
Maybe.
Oh man.
I
Well,
know.
that sounds like a real blast, Brett, and we're all super happy.
We're having a ball, buddy. And actually, I got to go because I'm going out in this guy's boat. So I should hang up.
Okay.
Famous last words, Brett.
And is it the boat through the River Styx on your way to hell, or are you on some sort of weird, like, ephemeral boat in the clouds?
Maybe that's it's not quite ephemeral. It's sort of like that scene from Willy Wonka when they're in that boat.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh
in that
yeah.
tunnel.
So the chocolate river.
Yeah.
Right. If you
The
could,
river.
if you could also
Right.
kill Bo somehow with ghost powers, so you're both dead, then
Mhm.
that would be good for me.
Sure. Well, yeah. Actually, I
And Aaron,
left him
too.
in Athens. I'm back at the lake now, so he might. I don't know.
All right.
I
Well,
think he's okay.
if he comes back and I see one chest hair, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh, there's multiple. Believe me.
I can know. It's a fucking bramble bush down there.
That's a
God.
briar
All right.
patch.
I love you both.
All right, buddy. We love you, right, everybody?
I mean, sure. Love you, Brett.
We love
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
mean-
Ben's shaking his head yes.
That's what we do right
All
now.
right, guys. I love you.
Me too, bud.
Have fun on the pod.
Have fun on a boat.
storming the castle.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
God, I hate that guy.
Who was that?
His name's Ben.
Oh.
No.
Oh, his name is Brett.
Yeah, Ben's breaking things.
Fuck.
Okay, well, all right, Aaron.
Hey,
What's going on, man?
I feel like I'm listening to some really loud hip hop music coming through the wall.
Yeah, we're pretty cool around here.
Yeah.
We like to have ambient bass.
Sounds like that Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
I don't know.
You put emphasis on the right
Kendrick.
syllables.
Kendrick Lamar.
Speaking of Kendrick Lamar,
Yes.
how do you feel?
Humble.
Sit down. You are seated.
I am.
And you are humble.
And it's kind of hurting my posture a little bit,
Well,
but I'm okay.
these aren't the best chairs. These are the worst chairs, actually. When people say these are good chairs, they mean they're the worst chairs. Directors' chairs?
Who says these are the good chairs?
I think directors say it.
Oh, really?
You know how like you got your name on the back and
It'd
stuff?
be a good chair if it was like a recliner.
Yeah,
Had that-
I'm really into how movie theaters are now moving all of their seats to the reclining seats. But I am still concerned about it. Still feels like sitting in somebody else's like chair.
Yeah, man. You know what? I did this recently. I went to there's a theater not that far from here that has
AMC 16.
no,
Oh.
the Landmark.
Oh yeah,
or
that old
the Cinemark. The
They
old,
just changed all that.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
used to be Century 7. I grew up in this neighborhood, and when I was a kid, it was the biggest theater we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's super ghetto there.
Yeah.
Because it's super cheap, and
Yeah.
they put in all these new recliners, and I went to go see Get Out, the horror
Yes,
film.
yes.
But when you go in, at least in this theater, the recliners were attached. So, but it was in pairs. So my recliner was attached to a recliner. Then there was space. Then there was another recliner attached to a recliner. And I went by myself. So I'm like, cool, got a spot. And just as the movie's starting, some bro showed up and laid down next to me. And he was like, hey, bro, how you doing, bro? And I'm like, I'm good, man. Just here to see a movie. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I heard this is a good movie.
You
And
coming
he
in here to
wouldn't
nap?
Shut up. And
Yeah.
he was like laying back. He's like, these chairs rock, right? And I'm like, yeah, so does not talking during a movie.
Yeah. Also, so does a bed that you should be in, not at a movie theater. You spent money. and
Yeah,
we
that
all
was
spent
kind of
money.
weird. I saw Fast 8 there. Fast 8? Fate of the Furious?
Fate?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a bad movie.
That was a really bad movie and a bad theater to see it in.
We were talking
But it
about.
was comfortable.
We were talking about how Pirates of the Caribbean is becoming Fast and the Furious
There's
franchise,
too many.
and how they just keep upping the ante, and it's going to be spaceships they have to fight next. I think.
Oh, I would so watch that.
Yeah, so would I.
You know, Brett was saying that story about going into that bar, and it just sounded like he was on the bayou in that parts of Pirates of the Caribbean, where you're like going by the really nice restaurant, and then this like little mini shanty town.
yeah,
That's where it sounds like he's at. To
there are
me.
houses on stilts in Georgia, in the water, in the swamps.
There
Same
are
with
cl-
Louisiana.
There are clowns on stilts everywhere.
What? You mean in circuses?
Everywhere.
Circus is going the way of the dodo. Yes, they're ending because animal cruelty, right?
Yeah, and also circuses are scary places
Because of
Carnies.
clowns, you mean?
because of circuses.
What's the scariest part of a circus to you?
What they do to the animals, clowns, carnies, the weather, the food.
What about carnies?
The rides. Carnies are gross.
They're
You're offending an entire industry now.
Am I offending the boat people in
They're
Georgia?
all the carny
What
union.
they do on their time off. Sorry,
There's a carny union.
there is.
Mm-hmm.
I bet
I
there
feel
is.
like circuses ending though is going to put a lot of carnies out of work. Where are those weird people going to go?
In under your bed.
Teamsters.
All right.
Yeah, Teamsters. But none of them live in LA though.
To the big carny sect listening to the show,
It's our demographic.
I sincerely apologize for everything negative I just said about you, because I know that there are certain psychotic tendencies that are bred
Carnies
in the carny crowd.
I think carnies might be going the way of the dodo too, because I go to every time I've been to like a county fair, which way worse than a circus, by the way. A county fair is grosser than a circus. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you get county fairs have carnies. They used to, at least in my hometown, and now they're all like teenage girls that work at the darts in the balloon,
Yeah.
and then throw the ring toss and.
I don't think they travel anymore. I think they local hire and just drive the shit around.
He's pulling like a David Lynch over here at Twin Peaks. I'm Agent Cooper. I know that. I know.
This is the aesthetic that the
Yeah.
guy whose name's on the show prefers. That I yell from the background, so everything's all echoey and crap.
And clap.
Thank you. I
You
feel
got Scottish at the
I
end.
somehow just feel shame right now because he's yelling at
Yeah, you
me
opened
behind
up
a
a-
computer.
I know. Yeah.
Like
You
I'm
opened
sorry
it.
for offending you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, you have no idea how you offended me, sir.
I feel like I do.
Let's get back to Carney's.
Yes, they have great hot
You
dogs.
can't look them in the eye.
Do they? Because they don't have any. Can't look them in the tooth either. I'm fucking funny, and I'm good at this podcast thing.
I agree.
Do you guys ever seen the rompers for men?
I heard about them. Isn't that just like an undershirt and shorts?
Yeah, why do people so mad
Isn't
about
that just like? Isn't that just like?
Didn't Tom
the-
Cruise wear it in Top Gun, but with long sleeves and pants?
Isn't like a romper for men? Isn't that just bathing suits from the 1930s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what people are saying. Is like, if you're pissed about this, take a look at history and
Yeah.
You know,
Isn't
they
that just
existed
what
for a while.
muscle men used to wear
Yeah.
back at carnivals
Also, the Air Force
on
they
like
wear them-
Coney Island?
They're called jumpsuits, and they're worn to this day.
I think it's because I think people are getting weird about it. It's because a bunch of frat boys put them on
Yeah.
and put a picture of
Because it's
their-
fragile masculinity,
Yeah.
is what it is. Oh, these guys are so gay if they're wearing these, but yet you got worse stuff on, dude, already.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wear one, but just who fucking cares?
My thing about these stupid rompers are like, I feel like there's bigger things to be worrying about than like what people are wearing.
Yeah, like fidget
maybe-
spinners.
Like the fidget
We need to
spinners.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea what the hell that is.
Ben's got one in his hand.
Yeah, it sounds like a sex toy.
It's
It
that's
could be.
that's the extent of what it does. It spins in your hand. It's not a pocket knife.
He just put it in his
He
pants.
did.
There's no blade
We're going
attached
to
to
a
it.
weird
If there were
place.
blades attached to
Wait.
it, maybe it'd be useful.
So if there were blades attached to it, you'd pretty much be a ninja.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
Yeah,
ninja
it'd be a
star at that
shuriken.
point.
so that's
Don't
all.
say
It,
ninja star, you,
Why? Why
because
can't I
it's
say that?
shuriken.
Ninja star.
hey, in the
It's a-
80s,
it's
they
a
were
ninja
ninja stars.
sword,
I
too,
had a
isn't it?
ninja star.
You are you know about these things.
this
You
is
were on
heavier
Power
than I thought it
Rangers.
I was not on Power Rangers.
You were on Power Morphers.
Do your research if you want to be a podcast host.
He loves Power Rangers. So tell him
Great,
about
I
what you
wasn't
were
on
on.
it.
Come on, you know what I'm saying.
This thing is
You were on
It's heavy,
Morphin
heavy.
Men or whatever it was.
Morphin Man sounds like a movie you'd watch in history
On
on
Cinemax.
evolution. I was on a show called VR Troopers. This
VR
is-
Troopers.
I can actually see why this.
He still goes to conventions and signs autographs.
So cool.
Isn't that right?
I'm
Aaron's a
sorry if
fan
you're
of the
talking to
fidget.
me. I'm.
Whoa, that's almost racist. Aaron is holding the fidget spinner and he's obsessed with it. But it's also a diversion, so we don't have to talk about VR Troopers.
No, we could talk about it. It's fine. For all of your listeners, I feel like you have a demographic that
I don't want this.
have yet to be born
He's gonna throw it again.
when the show was on the air.
There you go.
Yeah, it was one of the Power Ranger sister shows that now people just call a ripoff or a spinoff, even though it's from the same company.
Bandai?
Saban.
Oh, that's right. Is Bandai?
Yeah.
No, that was Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I
Z,
played the
think.
nerd. You know, the hip, cool
You're really,
newspaper office
really-
employee by the name of Percy.
you're really flavoring it differently than what it was cast
Yeah.
as. Hip, cool, maybe
I
kind of a nerd.
I was a budding reporter.
Luck with
on
ladies.
on the beat, followed around the VR troopers, trying to get into the virtual reality. You know, I'm starting to sound like your dad. You know that virtual reality of trying to get in that.
Sound like Brett.
I'm older than him though, so
I know,
I feel
you're
like I
not
could
much
sound like
older than him.
that's probably false. Yeah, no, it was a 2-season show, and it's on Netflix now. And if you are watching this video and looking at me, don't look for this in the show because I was a lot skinnier, had no beard, had glasses, and a bow tie.
So the basic human growth pattern.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Me neither.
Okay,
But
yeah, it was
with
like Power
romper talk?
Rangers, but what?
Did you ever wear a romper?
Have I ever worn one?
On the show.
Yeah, actually, I did.
Yeah?
I did. I don't remember why, but there was an episode where I had to zip line, and I was in like this Top Gun style
Jumpsuit.
onesie
Yeah.
jumpsuit thing. Yeah.
Was it a red jumpsuit?
No.
Apparatus?
Nope.
You remember that band? Red
Yeah.
jumpsuit apparatus?
Oh, yeah.
What song do they do?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, really.
Because I think it was just like one song.
Been reminiscing a lot about old bands, but
yeah.
I don't know what you would consider
I know,
old bands.
exactly.
You're in your
You're-
20s still, right?
late
Hmm.
20s.
I'm turning 41 in a month.
Make me feel young, please.
I'm turning 41 in a month.
She's younger than all of us.
I am. I'm 24.
Okay.
How you,
You
okay?
were 1 years old. 1 years old when VR Troopers came out. That's right. 1 years is what I'm saying.
Holy shit!
That's right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Came out what 90 something?
1994.
Yeah, I was a year old. I was born in 93.
Dang.
The year I graduated high school. You were born a year prior. That's
So that's still OG stuff. VR Troopers isn't like 2001.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So
true.
I think you can consider yourself a Power Ranger.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you should. Let it go. You are a Power Ranger. You've always been one.
Okay.
Don't let anybody tell you you're not. You're from 94, man.
Yeah, that's the.
When did Power Rangers come out? Like 90?
Power Rangers
89?
came out in 91 or 92.
So you were right there. The original Power Rangers, then you.
Yeah, I met all
essentially.
of them. I still know the guys that played Bulk and Skull.
Do you know the guy who is in prison for like stabbing his
No,
roommate
that
with
was
a sword?
not the original Red Ranger.
Oh. So there was a Red Ranger that did it?
Yeah.
Red Ranger killed his roommate with a sword.
It was an accident. He
So
had
it's-
a sword on his wall, and I guess they were messing around with it, and just stabbed his roommate right through the heart.
Did he think he was actually a Power Ranger?
I don't know, but how funny, and not funny, but
Yeah, how fun is that?
how funny as far as it that a Power Ranger killed another man with a sword. It's like Chris Pratt killing someone with like a laser gun.
Watch
That
what you
might
say.
happen. Yeah, that might
Tomorrow
happen.
we're going to hear on the news that Chris Pratt, accidentally on the set of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Kills him with a laser gun?
Why
I'd
not?
be more impressed that there's a laser gun.
Hey, look, I was on a show called VR Troopers, and now there's actually Oculus virtual reality
Yeah.
shit everywhere. You don't know. You don't know.
You should be a reporter for Oculus. A young nerd on the beat.
Just kind of just throw down my resume from 23 years ago. I have this experience.
You've written your job requires you to write a lot, right? You write about
When I'm
TV
working,
shows.
yes.
All right, we were not supposed to talk about that. But have you ever written about VR?
I have, yeah.
So essentially, you're just reliving your character of Percy 45 years
Real
later.
45 years. Shut up.
Right?
What if
You are.
everyone's like TV show that they've been on,
Mm-hmm.
which wouldn't always make sense considering Brett was in high school, was like just a prediction of what they were going to be in 20 years?
Well, you know that a lot of technology comes from sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Like Ridley Scott was
Yeah.
doing fucking Blade Runner before that shit was even. Now it's like a thing that we're actually worried about,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Where are we going?
Not just anywhere. It's a big. It's a rant show.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. When I was in high school, writing was always a thing that I was really interested in doing, and I sort of fell into acting. And then when that stopped, it was just like this was a hobby that became a career. And I'm still writing about TV. I went to the Twin Peaks premiere
Oh, that's cool.
on Friday, which was insane.
You got all that punctuation and grammar and stuff. You got all that down.
I mean, I have an app on my Google Chrome that helps me.
You know, like when you use an Oxford comma and all
I
that stuff.
don't use an Oxford comma.
What, you think you're better than me?
Screw the Oxford comma.
Can you explain why?
Because it's an eyesore. It's like,
You're supposed to comma all articles of lists.
nope. And the site I used to work for, we were anti-Oxford comma. There's something liberating about not including that final comma before the word and.
Have you seen the old reason why you're supposed to use it? Like it's like you shouldn't marry, your
cousin. I know that.
because of this, and this. But then like the two things at the end make it seem like a different reason. Does that make sense? This is a good pod, I think. If I had a chart, maybe
We
it
should
would
put a
make more
picture
sense.
of
Yeah,
what
no,
Marty's
I
talking
don't know that is true.
Yeah.
And if it is true, I call bullshit still.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm cussing on your show.
Fuck it.
All right. Bullshit.
You watch your goddamn mouth.
Yeah, I don't like the Oxford comma at all.
Okay.
I feel like it's a leash. It's leashing you down to the rules of grammar. You could just, set yourself free.
That's it. Grammar's just been trying to hold the white man down for thousands of years.
That's right.
Let's just
That's
throw it out
right.
the window altogether.
Huh?
Stop teaching it in schools.
Yep.
Everyone should go to a school like Brett went.
Brett didn't learn grammar in school.
It's very evident.
Or spelling. Well, yeah.
It's not a surprise.
The English language doesn't make sense anyway, so
See, what people don't know is there's a picture back there with Brett's name misspelled,
one team.
and it was Brett himself that wrote that. Couldn't even spell his own name. That idiot. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Sailing down the chocolate river. That sounds like a dirty
Yep,
sex
I
thing.
was gonna
Sorry.
say,
does.
Yep.
Well, Brett is a dirty sex thing. He was because
Yeah.
he's dead.
That doesn't mean that you have to stop your dirty sex things.
No, it's all whatever you do in your bedroom is the CIA's and your own business.
Even when you're dead.
You know, my mom used to put tape over. This is when like webcams first became a thing on like computers and stuff. And she used to put tape over them because she was.
Kelly does that. My wife does that.
It makes sense now, but she's kind of like a conservative lady that doesn't really understand like most mothers, right? Doesn't really get technology
Oh, yeah.
and would.
I
Put,
haven't taught my mom how to text message.
Like my mom, if I ever am like, okay, I need like if I'm buying something or like if she's giving me like bank information or something, she won't like say it over the phone. She'll make sure she's like, I want you to go away from everybody so she can tell me it. Or she will not text me numbers, like stuff like that. Like if she ever needs my social for anything, she won't let me text. So she's sort of like typically paranoid mother about technology. So she used to put tape over all the cameras. And now, this was like 5-10 years ago, I used to make fun of her incessantly for it. Now I have turned all my cameras away because they are watching.
Oh, I don't. I usually take my shirt off.
Ben has written a paragraph on a whiteboard for me to read, and I'll read it right now.
Is that really a paragraph?
Out
though?
loud.
It's
Marty.
like 2 sentences.
When you want to move on, what's Aaron liking on TV now?
Oh.
Okay. Well, I don't want to move on yet.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for
But-
that, so I need to think.
What are you liking on TV now?
You just said you weren't going to move on yet.
I moved after that. I said that. I moved on.
God damn.
It was
son
the
of a bitch.
thing that needed the release.
What am I liking on TV now?
Handmaid's Tale.
That is one of the best shows on TV
Yeah?
right now.
I
That is
really
the
like
best
it.
thing Hulu has done, honestly.
I agree. What else did his Hulu had?
Hulu has
Legion,
done,
right? Or no,
Nope,
that was
FX.
FX, yeah.
Hulu has done shows like Casual, which is a great show, and shows like Deadbeat, which is not a great show. Difficult People, which is an okay show. With is that a show you like, Ben? It is.
It's called Harlots.
But I know you threw that suggestion out there.
4
and,
times.
I'm still going through it.
I wasn't a fan of it, but I am also the type of person that I have to be in a very specific mood to watch a show that is either a period piece or has accents. And this is one of those like feels almost like a Baz Luhrmann style period drama that should have been, I don't know, somewhere else like on the BBC instead of Hulu. Like Hulu, it doesn't feel right for Hulu to me.
Is Handmaid's Tale better than Better Call Saul?
Yes.
Whoa! I don't think so. I disagree.
Have you watched both shows?
Yes, I have.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you view things, man. Better Call Saul is one of those shows where when it came out, you're like, do we really need a prequel series to Breaking Bad? We don't need this.
You can't view it as that.
And no, right. And it stepped out of the show's shadow, and now it's a very riveting show about just a very boring-looking law practice.
It is, yeah, but like shit's happening.
You know shit's happening. You know where it's going to end up, but you still are put in this position where you're rooting for Jimmy. You're like, I want Saul to succeed. But then you look at Breaking Bad, he's like, that guy's such an asshole.
Did you see the most recent episode of Better
Yes,
Call
I
Saul?
have.
They revealed the name.
I know.
Why he's called Saul Goodman.
Because it's
Saul
all good,
Goodman.
man.
Fucking cool. Did we know that prior?
We did. Yes,
Oh.
actually, we did. So, Maddie, do you want to talk about Handmaid's Tale? Because before we started recording here, Ben brought it up as a hot button topic.
Right.
It's a good show.
So I actually have
Are you
not
triggered?
seen it.
Are you triggered? Oh.
I haven't seen it only because I really haven't started a new show in a while. But I like the point Ben was kind of making is that like more lead roles are being created for women,
Yeah.
which I do
Except
appreciate.
if it's a show on CBS.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
true. But it's also it's a bummer show for women for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, and it also feels very relevant to where we
Yes.
are right now, even though the book was written in 1985, I think.
Well, 1984 was written in like what?
1984? I don't know.
It wasn't written in 1984.
It's a joke, guys. It's weird. We're in a weird place right now where Donald Trump became president, and then all these shows.
What?
Sorry,
Marty,
Marty. We haven't told him yet, so
Why didn't you let me know this before we started record?
Who?
Marty.
What are you gonna say next?
Marty.
That Mike Pence
Give
is
me
our
a hand.
vice president?
And Marty, Donald Trump is president of the United
Oh,
States.
yeah, sure. And he's going to nominate all these big oil tycoons to high positions in the White House. Yeah. Hey, what's next? Snake rabies?
Marty, snake rabies is actually a thing. But no, like, he became president, and suddenly all these shows came out about resistance and oppression.
Yeah.
funny how that happened.
There's a show called Underground that was about the Underground Railroad.
Man in the High Tower, right?
Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, that's the one.
Even The Walking Dead was doing like Rise Up.
Yeah.
Vince Negan.
Yeah.
And there's a show called Gorilla on Showtime that's all about
Gorillas?
oppression in England.
Oh.
And then there's Handmaid's Tale and 13 Reasons Why that both talk about and explore issues of women being completely treated awfully, and I kind of just want a dumb comedy to watch.
Well, they say Handmaid's Tale.
Is a dumb comedy to watch?
Yeah, it's an allegory to slavery.
Yes.
To what?
Thanks. I mean, it's not really an allegory.
Well, it's just it's not ever saying directly that these people were what slaves were treated like in the 16, 17, 1800s.
No, but for those listening who aren't familiar, the basic concept is that in the not-so-distant future, America suspends the Constitution and
kills Congress.
Yeah, all of that is done, and they create a new society where women are categorized because the ability to procreate and have kids becomes an issue.
Yeah.
There's a growing disease where only few women can do that. So these women are taken in as quote-unquote slaves and are forced to have sex with their owners who are married once a month.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to read. All books are burned and thrown away.
So it's religious rule. It's a theocratic society. Everything is governed by what they believe. Is it even Christian? Is it Christianity?
Yes,
Is it some weird pseudo
it is.
religion?
Yeah.
Because they never really say.
It's specifically Protestant
Oh.
Okay.
Christianity because you see them attacking priests specifically, which would be Catholicism.
Well, because I just don't know. It's just very like, may the Lord shine upon you. Like that's how they greet each other. Protestants just say, "Hey, what's up?"
Speaking of Christianity, another show I'm liking is American Gods. I mean, if you want to continue
that's good
talking.
too. Man,
That show is
That-
not pulling any punches at all.
that genie sex scene was crazy.
Talking about in the first episode?
Nope, the last most recent.
Oh,
episode.
with the flaming eyes and the yeah.
good for FX. Is that what it
That's,
is?
Stars.
Good for Stars.
You're really
mean.
good at this, Marty.
But isn't it on FX?
Nope, it's on Stars. FX is Legion and Fargo and Atlanta.
I guess I watch it on Stars.
Archer.
Stars had Black Sails too, right?
Yes.
That was a good show.
Was it?
I think so.
Okay, but you like pirates.
I do like pirates. I don't like Pirates of the Caribbean though.
You like real pirates.
Do you say Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean?
Caribbean.
And then do you call it the Caribbean if you go fly to the Caribbean?
No.
You say Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Disney has programmed my brain to think
Yeah.
that way.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean sounds stupid.
Is that why you keep saying it?
I think this just Caribbean should change their name
Okay. You're right.
to Walmart.
Better Call Saul is another show I'm liking.
That's a good show. It's a better show than Handmaid's Tale, I hear,
Nope.
from sources.
It's a different show. It's a different kind of show. It's not a triggering
it's all
show.
good,
it's not
man.
a show where you're like, watching the news, and then you flip over to Handmaid's Tale, and you're like, this isn't still the news, is it?
What else?
You know, because it feels like it could happen today.
So I've watched Handmaid's Tale.
Plus, on Hulu, you can see boobies.
Yeah, that's true. How about is anybody watching the new season of Silicon Valley?
Yes.
That is a great show. I think that show is very underrated, and one of my favorite shows. It's so funny, it's so smart, and Mike Judge is a genius.
Every time T.J. Miller yells Jin Yang for some reason,
Those two,
it doesn't matter how many times I hear it.
he is just owning being a fat slob.
Yeah.
T.J. Miller,
Yes,
and he is good at it too.
it's true.
Mike Judge is a genius. King of the Hill.
Remember in that season where it was this whole like 15-minute long masturbation joke that ended up becoming the equation for the middle out?
Yeah, algorithm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking brilliant.
So good. Watch it. It's on That's what I watch on HBO.
The Leftovers is also on HBO. It's their final season. That's also a show that'll make you cry and think about life, but also be like, how is this show doing what it's doing?
Isn't that show kind of whack though?
It's kind of weird, bro.
Isn't it not good? And I heard the actors are kind of bad.
You're wrong.
I heard the writing's okay.
It's from the creator of Lost. So
I
if
know.
you're into that kind of stuff.
I watched the first episode of Lost when it first came out. Then I missed 2 episodes, and then I didn't know what was happening. And this is before DVR, so I was like, I can't watch this show
I don't
anymore.
feel like that was before DVR.
like
Lost came out in
2000
2006.
Yeah,
DVRs existed in 2006.
Yeah, but it was like TiVo. It was like expensive, and like not everybody had it.
Were you in Florida in 2006?
Hell yeah, we had dial-up internet, bro.
So in 2006, DVRs didn't exist in Florida, is what
Right.
you're saying.
I had dial-up internet up until
I'm sorry, Marty.
I moved to California.
Wow. When did you move to California?
2011.
Wow. A whole new world has opened itself up to you.
Whole new world. A new fantastic
Did you have
point
to learn
of
how to
view.
dress too when you came out to?
Well, because I only wore overalls with one
Right.
of the straps
Yeah,
hanging down.
now you got this like Travago guy thing happening where you just don't button your shirts up all the way.
That guy, the Travago guy, everybody knows who I'm talking about. The attractive older man. That guy's really cleaning up.
Is he?
He's got to be, because they did that one commercial.
Those commercials are totally non-union though.
I know, and their budget is like $17.
17?
17. It's a new
Okay.
number that old
number in
white
Florida.
men get paid.
Got that $17.
Ever since Donald Trump became president, there's a new unit of money for old white men.
You're
Anyway,
welcome.
you guys all know who I'm talking about. He's on there, and he's just one click and one tap, and you got all your hair. That guy.
Yeah, he just exists in
He's
hotels.
got like 30 commercials now.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to button up his shirts is what I'm saying.
I think he's attractive, and I think he struck a chord with a group of women, and that's why Travago still uses him. Sometimes I'll ask questions. I'll be like, you know, the weather, it's hot. The Bucks, good team. Hotels, hotels.com.
You know, there's another show I'm liking. If you really want to keep going down this road,
I don't. I'm trying to steer
Hulu,
it off.
Hulu has a new live TV option that they rolled out a couple weeks ago.
You watch
Um,
TV live? What do you mean?
I am going to finish my story, and I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, but CNN doesn't have their own app, and I cut cable like a couple weeks ago when I lost my job because I get paid to watch TV, and if I'm not getting paid to watch TV, I'm not going to pay to have TV.
All work and no play.
Yes. Ooh, did you hear The Shining is coming to Halloween Horror Nights?
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go this year.
So, anyways, on Hulu, they have CNN originals now, and I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to watch CNN? But Anthony Bourdain is on CNN, and they have a few other original shows. The Rock is an executive producer of a show called Soundtracks on CNN, which is all about big moments in American history and how it shaped music and how music ended up helping society heal.
That's interesting.
It was very interesting and also really heavy.
So
There was one episode about Martin Luther King's assassination, another about 9/11. So I mean, you know, if you want to go from watching Your Handmaid's Tale to something lighthearted, this might not be it.
What was
But
the
there's
9/11 song? Was it
It was just all
Brad Paisley?
It was how 9/11 made country music so popular in
Right.
America. Yeah,
9/11?
That's-
9/11.
that's not.
I actually think that was it.
What about the Vietnam? Is that Jimi Hendrix?
I didn't see a Vietnam episode.
Oh,
Maybe that's
what'd you
one
say?
of
What,
them.
Civil War?
I said MLK.
Oh, was that Jimi Hendrix?
No, it was not. It was not. But there's another show with W. Kamau Bell on CNN where
United
he's a black
Shades of
guy,
America,
and he
yeah.
goes, "Yeah, have you seen the show?
Watch the KKK one.
That's the one I just watched. Dude's nuts.
Yeah, awesome though.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy and a smart guy, and I like him a lot actually.
I'm really into shows like that. But I can continue talking about shows, but I know that there's other things out there in this world.
Yeah. We'll talk about more shows some other time.
It's fine. All that really matters is Twin Peaks is returning tonight, the day that we are recording this,
Okay, what a
to Showtime.
Twin Peaks is what? It's a show about a murder. Is it a comedy? I don't fucking know. I keep seeing all this hype.
You've got to
for it.
be kidding
Never
me.
seen it. BBC, right?
No.
What is
it? was
it?
ABC.
I think that's
In 1990,
three wrong
David
guesses.
Lynch, who was at the time known for directing Wild at Heart
Yes.
and Blue Velvet, came to ABC with an idea. And this was before ABC did any TV shows like we currently have on TV. This was before Lost, before Sopranos, before limited series. And he came to ABC with this idea of a small town that was rocked by a murder and supernatural elements to it. And they said, sure, let's try it. It was the first time any type of show like this was on television, and it changed everything. This was in 1990, and it came to ABC, of all places, lasted 2 seasons.
3 years before VR Troopers. 4 years.
4 years. But it lasted 2 seasons and started a pop culture phenomenon, and 27 years later, the story is continuing on Showtime. And
Should I watch
am-
the first 2 seasons?
I feel like if you want to get up to speed, there are 2 seasons and a movie. I would say watch the movie first.
Okay.
Even though the movie reveals the big mystery of who killed Laura Palmer like right away.
Okay.
The movie doesn't have the limitations that they had on network at the time. But there's stuff that happens on this show that never happened on television before, and it pretty much changed how storytelling on TV was told and viewed.
Do you think that people watching the new season are going to have watched the previous seasons? Or do you think that'd be a bad move?
I haven't seen. I went to the premiere, but I wasn't actually allowed into the premiere, so I haven't seen the 2 episodes yet, which is fine. 4 episodes are premiering today on Hulu if you have the Showtime add-on.
watch it.
Which is crazy.
4?
Yeah, like a crazy person, I rewatched all the episodes leading up to going to the premiere, including the movie, which is a mind fuck. And I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning watching it, and it is a crazy film.
Are they hour-long episodes?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. The pilot is 2 hours long.
In the
First episode.
1990 they did this?
Yes. Yes.
David Lynch was a madman.
He still is.
Yeah, he is.
He still is. I'm so excited for this, and I know you probably don't know what Twin Peaks is either, do you?
I don't know anything about Twin Peaks, but I've heard plenty of people talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a BBC show.
No, it was on ABC, and it like almost overnight became a cultural obsession. Everywhere I went, you could hear who killed Laura Palmer. Like it was this big thing. It made Kyle MacLachlan a huge star, even though he was already pretty much established. It made Sherilyn Fenn. This was like her first role. She became big. Like a lot of people became big stars from this TV show, and they do a lot of crazy things on this show.
How about that Sarah McLachlan? In the Arms of an Angel. It's a good song. Moving on. Ben?
You're really great at transitional
Yeah.
topics. Marty.
Joel, actually, not Ben. Why didn't you get me one of these Frappuccino drinks?
He actually got me too. This is my second one.
You are a big asshole. You weren't at Vaughn. That was the first time you went to Vaughn's. Then you left to go to Best Buy.
No, he didn't just get this. This is from this morning.
They don't have Frappuccinos at Best Buy?
Are we still recording?
They do.
Okay, just checking.
Also,
Aaron, I'm handling something, okay?
Marty said something that was funny a few minutes ago.
I don't think that's
BBC?
right.
BBC.
That's good.
No, he said something about you like, oh, you watch live TV. That's how Marty sounds. And
Yeah, it is how he
you know,
sounds.
Joel won't watch live TV. Like I try to be like, hey, this is on TV right now. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Won't watch it live.
You mean not? That's not literally live, though.
No. As in like as it's coming out on TV. Like he would rather go on the internet and pull it up than
Because he likes to binge watch it?
we watch one episode at a time as it's coming out the next day.
But let's all talk about this for a second. binge watching shows is like the only way I can watch shows now. And when they only release one a week, I want to kill.
Okay, hold on though. There are certain shows that probably aren't a healthy decision to binge watch, like
Yeah.
Handmaid's Tale.
Well, they release 3 at once, and I binge watch.
Yeah,
I
and now they're
imagine
releasing
13
one
Reasons
every
Why.
week because that's kind of the Hulu model is once a week as opposed to Netflix. But I mean, like American Gods.
Yeah.
So much happens on that show that if I binge watched, which I did when I got the screeners, multiple episodes at once, I couldn't tell you what happened in one episode and not in the other because so much happens and it all just kind of blends together. So there are certain shows that I think
I like that.
work as a binge watch model, and some you have to digest and mull over in your head and look forward to watching the following week.
So you binge watched 13 Reasons Why? Did it make you
Yeah.
feel like gross inside?
I hated that show.
No, because I'm not. I'm so far out of that world, removed from that world, that it was like me studying animals. So I actually did like the show, but Aaron's shaking his head. You know what? I like shows that are big cast of characters. Fucking American Gods got like a lot of characters in it.
Yes.
There's a lot happening.
As does Twin Peaks.
But I think
There's over 200 people in Twin Peaks.
if you binge them,
I got
that
the
means
tip sheet at the premiere, and there was like 20 pages.
you don't forget people if you binge watch. Oh, I remember that guy from
Yeah.
2 hours ago. Now, you get a shit every week. He's like, I gotta remember this guy from 5 weeks ago. What do they think I
How
am?
much weed do you smoke?
It's very little.
But what's weird about binge watching, maybe not binge watching shows like Netflix where they all come out at once, but like when I binge watched Friends one summer, and
It's a good show to binge watch.
yeah, but it like I had to remember
And
that
binge watching didn't exist when Friends came
If you've
out.
got goo for brains,
Well, so like for instance, when Ross and Rachel broke up and it was a big deal, I'm
Spoiler!
like, they've been dating for like
Spoiler!
2 minutes.
they were on a break.
They were on a break, but they were dating for 2 minutes. I was like, no, this actually came out over a series of months. And so I'm always thrown off by like the timeline when I
That's
binge watch
interesting.
things.
Sometimes the
because-
timeline helps the story, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that this happened over several months rather than
Years
2 hours.
even. I mean,
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel were a staple. What do you want, Ben?
Hey, he's giving me the side eye.
Joel, I want you to go get me one of these frappuccinos right now. You are employed by this podcast? Yeah. No. Joel, none of your sass back. Frap in my mouth.
This is the Marty Shannon Show.
Normally this is me and Marty snaps at me.
You don't have to go. I'll go myself after we get rid of Aaron.
Wow. I've had bosses like you before.
I'm an asshole.
Marty actually killed Brett to be in Brett's position to boss us all around.
I've curb stomped Brett to death.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I wanted him to feel what it's like to get treated the way he treats people because he's a neo-Nazi. He played one on TV.
I knew that.
He's actually not naturally a blonde. He dyed his hair that way to fit the part.
He also kept the swastika tattoos. They're like, we can take those off for you because they're not real. He's like, I'll keep them. I'm gonna need them for
He hasn't
later.
showered in months.
Oh, all right. Ben just held up time. We have 46 minutes. Aaron, would you like to promote any of your upcoming projects?
What was that all about? I have a podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks. Like everyone else in the city. Yeah, if you want to listen to me and my co-host, Jack Conway, get drunk and yell and rant about what we loved and hated on television really late at night, come listen to Punch Drunk TV. That's Punch Drunk TV. You can find us on Twitter at punchdrunk_TV, on Facebook at Punch Drunk TV, as well as on the internet at punchdrunktv.com.
And you can watch the Adam Sandler movie Punch Drunk Love.
Why don't we get drunk on
I mean,
this
you
podcast?
could. It's not a bad movie.
I liked it.
It's not really a companion piece to my show, though.
It's the same thing, I think. All right, that's the Brett Davern Show featuring me, Brett Davern. My name is Marty Shannon. We'll talk to you soon. Love and whatever Brett says normally at the end of these things. Cool? End it!
Have you seen that new conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne died years ago and has been